Smith and Nelson in the morning on 94.9 KYSS FM.
As country leader 94.9 KYSS FM, it's Smith and Nelson on your Wednesday with a high in the low 70s today. And right now it says tomorrow 81 degrees.
That's true.
So there you go. We'll take that. All right. Yesterday was Take Me Home Tuesday.
Yes, it was. We had the Humane Society of Western Montana here in the studio like we do every month. And they brought in a very large dog.
That's Katie with the Humane Society when she was introducing Ren. Said he's got a big head and a big heart.
There it is.
And he's also got big paws that go with it. He was a hefty dude.
I was describing Ren to my girlfriend, and I was like, he was like 110 pounds, and it was huge. But she thought I said 10 pounds, and she's like, that's not that big.
10 pounds.
Come on, 10, that's a pretty small dog. And then I had to show her a picture. She's like, okay, yeah, that's a big dog. That's a big dog.
Same thing. My wife was listening yesterday, and she texted me. She texted me after we kind of were doing the interview. She's like, is the dog still there?
Yeah.
She was driving by. She's like, can I stop in? I was like, no, I think they already left. But last night I was showing her video, and I was like, look at this guy. Look at his head. It's like,
right.
Looks like a bear's head. I mean,
built like a tank.
It's big. All right, big beefy boy Ren was in the studio yesterday. They said he great on car rides, good with pretty much anybody.
Yeah.
Kids and whatnot, although small kids maybe have to watch out because maybe knock them around like some bowling pins.
That's true, yeah.
Said just very fun-loving, easygoing dog.
Yeah.
If you want to check out the video that we did yesterday with Ren in studio, and maybe we can find Ren a forever home, you can do that. I wanted to mention Pet of the Week this morning because we got some fan mail yesterday.
Oh, really?
As we dip into the Smith and Nelson mailbag here.
Interesting.
Which I thought. Interesting is a good word, because that's what I thought when I read this. I was like, well, that's just interesting.
Okay.
It came through on our KYSS FM mobile app yesterday. Somebody says, Smith, why do you hide behind your mic and stuff when you guys go live with the Humane Society? You have a cute whittle face. They spell it with a W. You have a cute whittle face. Show it. Don't be shy. So,
I hide behind the microphone?
There you go.
I'm on the radio.
I think it's just like literally the angle where the person's in here filming.
Right, yeah, that must be it.
You have to be behind the microphone to talk into it. but I love it. Your cute whittle face.
Oh, boy.
Show it. Don't be shy. There you go. Love that. You want to send us messages like that? Yeah, you can do that with your KYSS FM mobile app.
Yes, you can.
I thought that was funny when I heard that yesterday. I was cracking up.
That's pretty great.
All right, for the morning, how about more Under the Big Sky Festival tickets? We were talking yesterday, the fact that it's a sold-out show. And these are 3-day passes.
Yes.
You get not only like the 3 days of music, there's a rodeo thrown in. I mean, you're saving a few $100.
Yeah.
So we'll have 3-day passes again for Under the Big Sky Festival. Jamie Johnson going to be part of it. Midland performing as part of it. We got the Little Smokies doing it this year.
Little Smokies are back. Very excited about that.
All right. Fun lineup for the couple days of music, and you're saving some big money. 3-day passes for Under the Big Sky Festival. Your chance to win those coming up at 7:15 this morning with KYSS.
94.9 KYSS FM. What they tweet, what they do, it's what's making news in the world of country music. This is the Music City 60 on 94.9 KYSS FM.
Yes, it is your Music City 60 for the morning. And somebody asked Lady A's Dave Haywood if he ever spaces out while he's performing. The answer, very much yes. Apparently, he was kind of saying, most of the time you're focused on the task at hand, but Lady A mostly performs at night. They're usually the headliners that go on pretty late. And about halfway through the show, the hunger pangs start to kick in. His mind starts to wander to the after-show meal, and he's thinking, okay, I know we're having Chick-fil-A after this. I hope they bring the Chick-fil-A sauce, because I need some nuggets. And then I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. It's the bridge of Hello World. Come back. I got to
circle back. I got to pay attention. This is my part.
Exactly. You kind of drift in and out. I do kind of wonder about that sometimes when you're playing the same song over and over and over again. Eventually, it just becomes like muscle memory, right?
I get it. There's times in the day where you're doing your job and stuff, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, I was spacing.
Exactly.
What's going on? So, yeah, same thing, I guess. Here you go. Old school artists, when they talk about today's country music, it's usually, something negative, like country music's gone off the rails.
Right.
Country music isn't country anymore. But Clint Black, he says, thinks we're headed in the right direction. Clint says he likes today's songwriting, likes how it's drifted back to the roots of country music, and his quote says, we're starting to see more of the meat back on the bone now, which I would just assume is a promotion of a new song from him called More Meat on the Bone.
Okay.
Or something. I don't know. Otherwise, why are they asking Clint Black?
Yeah, fair enough. Dan and Shay posted a clip on Facebook of two people slow dancing during a recent sound check in AT&T Stadium. course, people are wondering, well, how did they get in so early? How did they get in with the sound check? Turns out they're Shea Mooney's parents. That's kind of a cool little clip there.
You would think you would have an in to get into sound
yes,
check.
Most likely.
All right, here you go. Final story. Jake Owen, he tells Barstool Sports, once had a run-in with Phil Mickelson, the golfer, which Jake Owen, big golf. Jake was kind of on the career path. He was thinking of trying to maybe become a professional golfer once upon a time. Actually got injured, and then that's how he turned to music. But he said, I paid $30 to watch Phil and Tiger play golf, and the match was horrible. Then Jake says, I ran into Phil the next day. I told him I wanted my money back. He pulled out his wallet, threw me a $100 bill, and yelled something I'd rather not say. Said, at least I got my money back. So he
take that.
He approached Phil Mickelson. Phil said, well, here's your money. Beep, beep, beep. Then he was on his merry way.
Fair enough.
Hey, at least he got his money back.
He did.
Yeah.
Success.
And now, you're in the know with Nashville. Smith & Nelson's Music City 60. 94.9 KISS FM. 94.9 KISS FM. Smith & Nelson with what's newsy and noteworthy.
Yes, it is. What's newsy and noteworthy for your morning, and cops in Florida were called to the Intracoastal Waterway on Sunday when someone reported their jet ski had been stolen. The police arrived on the scene, spotted the guy floating out in the distance. The cops needed their own ride, so they borrowed a boat from a family preparing to go out on the water. They pulled up the guy on the jet ski. Their guns were drawn, demanded the guy come to the boat. He was a guy who did not know how to operate the jet ski. So he was just kind of floating on it in the water, and he told the cops he could not get to them because he did not know how to swim. Which is one of those things where it's like, why would you steal a jet ski if you don't know how to swim and you don't know how to operate a jet ski in the first place?
Seems like the wrong thing to do.
Yeah, so there's video of the arrest, and the cops literally asked the guy that question. The jet ski was then returned to its owners. Yeah.
Let's see. Story about Minneapolis police are looking for a van thief. Apparently stole a carpet cleaning business's van from someone's driveway after hot wiring it. Took about an hour to do it. The owner reported the crime and then later saw the thief actually driving her van around. So she chased the thief, ended up running into an alley, and took off running, so got the van back.
Wow.
The good news. Bad news, the interior was destroyed. Most of her husband's carpet cleaning equipment was gone. But wait. She found his phone in the van with no passcode.
What? And
he was logged into Facebook, so they knew exactly who it was. But they're still searching for him, though.
Classic.
I haven't found him yet, but I think his days are numbered.
Apparently. There you go. A couple of theft stories just there. And if you're worried about break-ins at the house, this could actually help out. A former burglar has written an article claiming the best way to prevent burglaries is also one of the cheapest. All you got to do, put up a sign that says, beware of dog. Because if you have a dog, great. But it works even if you don't, because he says the average burglar not going to risk it. They
doesn't want to mess with it.
Yeah, just move on, trying to their house instead. It's like more of a deterrent than those signs that say you got a security system installed, he says.
I like that it's coming from a burglar. It's like here, we have to watch all these security
thing,
and it's always like this guy that's a former cyber criminal teaching you the lessons. It's like, wait a minute, shouldn't you be in jail?
Right.
Not teaching our corporate lessons.
Exactly, yeah.
A group of frustrated parents accusing Gerber of rigging their famous Spokes Baby contest. So they recently named the winner of the 2022 contest. Parents jumped on social media and started complaining. So the main complaint is that Gerber had over 225,000 entries. And the parents say it should have taken them a little longer than the 30 days it did to look at every entry and judge everybody fairly and then pick a winner. Shouldn't have been able to do it after such a short period of time.
Yeah.
Spokesperson for Gerber says, nope, they insisted they looked at every submission before making their final decision. But it's not the PR you want.
I guess not.
You're having a fun Spokes Baby contest.
For Pride Month, Burger King just debuted a new Pride Whopper in Austria. That is just a normal Whopper, but it comes with 2 equal buns, meaning you get 2 top buns in your burger or 2 bottom buns on the burger. People are making fun of this online, but they're saying it's a way to promote equal love and equal rights. And, of course, people are making fun of it. Like, this is a completely empty gesture. And also, it's just a dumb thing to do.
But it's brilliant on their part because, they don't have to, order any special product.
Right.
They have to, introduce a whole new thing. It's just, you got the bun sitting
Slap
in the back.
Slap the bun on the other side of the burger, yeah.
All right, final one. A brother and sister from Wisconsin recently broke a Guinness World Record when they went walking on stilts that were 54 feet and 1 inch tall.
Wow.
took turns walking 10 steps. Apparently, the kid's dad has held the world record for walking on the tallest stilts 4 different times.
Really?
It's a family thing.
Yeah, he's trained them.
Just can't even think about being 54 feet up on a couple 2x4s.
I mean, they had a leg up on the competition.
Oh,
you know?
Hey, that's a good way to end it. Newsy and noteworthy for the morning with KYSS.
I listen to you all the time. I love it.
All your favorites from the Carl Tyler Chevrolet Studio on Montana's Country Leader.
The coolest station.
94.9 KISS FM.
Montana's Country Leader, 94.9 KISS FM. It's Smith and Nelson in the morning, and part of the morning brought to us by Taco Time.
That's right. Try the new Impossible Nacho Burrito.
Right out the gate.
You're right out the gate. You won't believe how much Impossible meat tastes like seasoned ground beef, but it's 100% vegetarian. A delicious combination of Impossible meat and your favorite nacho ingredients, all wrapped in a home-style tortilla. It's Nacho Average Burrito. The Impossible Nacho Burrito, only for a limited time at Taco Time in North Reserve.
I love it. Couldn't even get into the first sentence without cracking up. Love that joke.
Yeah.
Love that old joke.
Good stuff.
Nacho Average Burrito. All right, Smith and Nelson for the morning. Open up your KISS FM mobile app. There's a story there. This would be like we were just saying a few minutes ago. You know, everybody has that thing you just love. And it's near and dear to you.
Sure, yeah.
When someone else is talking bad about it, you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. You know, could be like Will Smith, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
In that case, it's your wife. In a different scenario, it could be like Huckleberry Hound.
Sure, yeah. I mean, really, these two things go hand in hand. You know, today, if somebody says something about something you love and they don't like or whatever, you can just yell about it on social media.
Yep.
You can blast them on Twitter or whatever. Back in the day, in the 90s. You had to really, work for it.
You had to put in some effort.
You had to, write a letter to TV Guide and tell the critic exactly what you thought, and that's kind of what resurfaced here. So Glenn Kenny is a TV critic who I've been following for a while. He used to write for TV Guide. He recently had a book about the making of Goodfellas, which is very good. And in the 90s, he wrote for TV Guide. He recently shared on Twitter a pretty funny piece of fan mail he received around that time.
So back in the day, he would write a story in TV Guide.
Yep.
And then, like you were saying, now you just jump online and call someone out.
Yeah, at somebody or
back
whatever.
Then you'd have to say, wait a minute, I don't like what they wrote. I'm going to send this person a letter.
Break out the typewriter and send something out here. But yeah, so somebody sent this to Glenn Kenny back in 1994. And the article reads like this.
But we should add, it's from
Bozeman. Yes, it's from Bozeman, Montana.
Which is why we're mentioning it.
Exactly, yeah. Somebody from Bozeman wrote this letter, and that's why it's kind of got surfaced to Glenn Kenny here. Mr. Kenny, I'm a bit upset over a small statement you made in an article on the sci-fi fantasy page of the December 31st, 1994 issue of TV Guide. To quote you directly from the article, Bugs, Bots, and Bloodsuckers, 2 years after its launch, the Cartoon Network is finally beginning to deliver some innovative, diverse programming. I was getting a little tired of Huckleberry Hound myself. Mr. Kenny, I am probably the world's biggest Huckleberry Hound fan. And I did not appreciate your rhetorical comments at all. In my opinion, Huck is the best cartoon character ever created for television, and I did not purchase TV Guide to have my favorite tune slammed by you or anybody else. In the state of Montana, we do not receive the Cartoon Network at all, so I am deprived of being able to catch Huckleberry at all, not to mention any of their other fine programming. You do not need to insult your otherwise fine article by having to add a little dig at one specific character. From what I've seen in Satellite TV Week magazine, it is only a very limited amount of time on Cartoon Network that Huckleberry gets. Other characters like Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, the Flintstones, the Jetsons, Johnny Quest, and Scooby-Doo are on much, much more than Huckleberry Hound. And that's where the article ends. But, yeah, we have the, who knows if they're still in Montana or anything like that, but the world's biggest Huckleberry Hound fan lives in Montana.
There you go.
That's impressive, right?
I like the fact that they don't even have the network.
Yes.
So they can't watch it.
They can't watch Huckleberry Hound. Now they could. Now the invention of YouTube and stuff, they could probably watch some old Huckleberry Hound cartoons.
But I like how they say, I basically looked in Satellite TV Week magazine just to see what the on-air schedule was. And Huckleberry Hound is not being, overplayed.
Yes,
Did a little research.
They had to do some research. They had to do some digging into how much Huckleberry Hound was playing on Cartoon Network at that time.
All right, well, that's kind of a fun one.
Yeah, definitely. And on the plus side, I'm pretty sure Montana has Cartoon Network now.
Yeah, right.
I'm pretty sure we get it. On the other hand, I don't think Cartoon Network is showing that much Huckleberry Hound anymore.
Yeah, I think it's a little faded away.
A little bit of a give and take.
I love that though. But it's got the just Huckleberries. Period. The tie-in.
Of
right?
course, yeah.
That's great. Love that he shared that. Love that it came from Bozeman.
Yes.
All right. If you want to see the post, read the story.
If you know the biggest Huckleberry Hound fan in Montana, we'd love to talk to them.
There you go. Yes. We got to find out who this person is. All right. You can check out more with your KISS FM mobile app.
Smith and Nelson, 94.9 KISS FM.
Craving crisp.
Smith and Nelson's Odds and Ends on 94.9 KISS FM.
Yes, indeed, some odds and ends to your morning. And if you're a fan of the Frosties at Wendy's, prepare to be either excited or devastated because they just added a new flavor to the Frosties. Strawberry Frosties are now available nationwide for a limited time at Wendy's. I guess they debuted in Canada last year. It's the first time they sold them in the U.S. Pretty big deal. They're really just like vanilla and chocolate has been like the big thing with the Frosties. Now they do strawberry. The bad news, to make room, they're not selling vanilla Frosties for now.
just be like every place else in the world.
Right.
Anywhere you go, you're like, you want a milkshake? What are the flavors?
Yes.
Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry.
Yeah, you got 3. For whatever reason, Wendy's can't do all 3 for now. So they still have vanilla shakes. Those are pretty popular. But for now, you can only get strawberry or chocolate. They say vanilla will be back once the strawberry promo is over.
All right. How about talking some reboots? Because why? You got to reboot every single show that ever existed.
Every single thing,
in the history
yes.
of television. That's why. Tony Danza tells Entertainment Tonight, Who's the Boss sequel is in the works. He says, not a reboot, a sequel.
Really?
Which the lady that played the mom, Mona, on the show. She was like the highlight of the show.
Right.
She passed away.
Years ago, right?
Yeah, it seems like you can't do the show without her.
Yeah.
Also, Fran Drescher in an interview saying that she's open to doing a reboot of The Nanny. Joke that maybe they'd call it The Granny. But she said they've got a script and for a pilot, and they pitched it to her. She said, "Hey, if you can sell it, I'm in." So
there you go.
So maybe a couple shows that you know and love could be coming back.
We'll see how that goes. Velveeta has just launched a new cheese-scented nail polish. Because sure, why not? It's finally a way for women to look and smell like they just had macaroni and cheese and haven't washed their hands, I guess. Yeah, it's called Velveeta Pinkies Out Polish.
Oh, geez.
Includes a cheese-scented red and yellow nail polish duo for $15. They're also selling That's La Dolce Velveeta nail stickers for $5. And they're available at nailsinc.com while supplies last.
If that's your thing, so be it.
Yeah.
This guy's going viral. His grandfather was turning 90, and at his grandfather's birthday party, somebody filmed him. And as part of the party, he got up and decided to give kind of a speech, but then also do it as like a roast.
Right.
So he's roasting his grandpa. He got up there. And apparently his grandpa must be kind of like short, because it kind of ties in. But he says, so I want to say up front, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, so I'll try and be short and sweet. Just like the birthday boy. Hey.
Hey-o.
Just kidding. By the way, he can't hear any of this anyway. So I'm just going to let it rip. Sometimes like you let it rip in the car, Pops. With the heat on and the windows closed. He says, for most of my life, Pops have been transitioning. Yeah, for the last 30 years, he's been moving from Danny DeVito to Baby Yoda. Hey.
This is some good stuff.
I didn't see the video, but I kind of want to now.
This is solid. This is good.
Good 5 minutes on Grandpa.
Yeah. Joker 2 officially in the works. You know how when Joker was coming out, the big thing they were saying is like, this is a one and done. We're not doing any big franchises, any sequels, anything like that. And then it made all the money in the world and got nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. They're like, well, maybe we can do another one.
We can squeeze that one more.
So there's been kind of rumors of this for a while, but photo.
The second of probably 4 or 5.
Probably.
All right, on this date, 1966, National Football League and the American Football League announced they would merge. Also this date, 1974, Dolly Parton was number 1 on the country charts. I Will Always Love You. I think that and 9 to 5 would be the ones that most people think about.
Definitely, yeah.
Parton. And then this date in 2015, what do you do if you just have more money than you ever need in your lifetime? Well, Kanye West having a birthday today. But back in 2015, Kim Kardashian spent $100,000 so they could rent out the Staples Center for Kanye and his friends to play basketball.
Wow.
With real referees and Laker girls as John Legend sang the national anthem.
I would have been satisfied if somebody rented out like the YMCA or something. That would have been fine.
I'm surprised Kanye didn't want to do the national anthem himself.
That's true,
for
yeah.
his own birthday party.
With his own words.
Nobody could do it better. Man, there you go. That's a birthday gift right
yes,
there.
it is.
All right, odds and ends for your morning. It's KISS.
When it's country in Sealy Lake, it's Montana's country leader, 94.9 KISS FM. Even
94.9 KISS FM, Smith and Nelson in the morning. Man, we love our brewfests around here.
Yes, we do.
We have 4 of them in May.
I think there's 3 back to back. There was I have to remember what they were now.
Down in KYSS Park, had 3 different brewfests.
There's the Garden City Brewfest. There was the Outdoor Brewfest. And then there was the Bacon and Brewfest.
Brew, yeah.
I made it to the Garden City and the Bacon and Brewfest, and yeah, they were a lot of fun.
2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Well, you could add another one to the mix coming up on Friday.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, there's another Brewfest happening in Missoula, although this one's a little bit different. This
Unique.
This is not like a KYSS Park Brewfest or anywhere other like park location, unless you count the baseball stadium. Ogren Park has its own separate park. Missoula Paddleheads are doing a baseball brewfest during one of their games.
It's a great idea for a promotion.
This is a really fun one, yeah.
This is one of those where when they announce like all the promotions for the year, it was kind of like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Absolutely. So they threw out all the promotions earlier this year. The baseball brewfest is one of them, and this is going to be happening this Friday. Basically, once you get a game ticket, you also get the option to get a brewfest ticket along with it. And then once you do that, you get a 10-ounce Paddleheads beer mug, 2 beer tokens. There will be 15 breweries from across Montana. They're going to be at Ogren Park doing their thing. And I remember it was 2020. They did a socially distanced brewfest at Ogren Park, the year when no baseball was happening.
Right.
So they kind of did like half of this event at that time. And that was a lot of fun. That was really cool, and it was good to be able to, go to the Brewfest for the first time in a year and do the whole thing.
At that point, it was like one of the first events, and one of the only events where it was a gathering. But then, socially distanced. But yeah, I remember you went.
Absolutely, yeah. So I'm curious, like, what it's going to be like now that there's an actual game going on, like in the middle of the Brewfest. Because I guess obviously they'll be out on the concourse doing their thing and all that stuff. So it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to this.
Worth mentioning again, though, if you have a ticket to the game, that does not mean you get to just go in and be part of the Brewfest.
Exactly.
You got to purchase the additional ticket.
Also buy a Brewfest ticket, and that gets you the mug, 2 beer tokens. You want to get more beer tokens, it's 2 for every $3 that you can get there.
All right. This is for Friday night's game. Yeah, very, very cool promotion.
Absolutely.
All right. You can get more details with the Brewfest that's happening at the baseball game. Conveniently named the Baseball Brewfest.
Easy enough. It's a hard one to forget.
KYSS FM mobile app. You can find out more. But man, this sounds like fun on Friday night.
Yeah.
FM. Newsworthy nugget of the day with Smith and Nelson on 94.9 KYSS FM.
Brought to you by Farside Sign, Missoula's leading full-service sign and custom vehicle graphics shop. Farside Sign in the 2200 block, South Avenue West.
All right, we do the work. Find a little something that we think it's kind of an odd fact, something not everybody knows about.
Exactly, and this one's kind of cool. Disneyland, one of the biggest rides there is Jungle Cruise.
Oh yeah.
And did you know the fake jungle for the Jungle Cruise ride at Disneyland has become its own functioning ecosystem? It's been around for so long, and there's so many real plants in there that it actually exists as its own sort of ecosystem. It doesn't need any landscaping anymore or anything like that. It just kind of functions on its own now.
Interesting.
Which is wild, right? You would think that there would need to be maintenance for that jungle at some point, and maybe there is like a little bit here and there, but for the most part, that jungle just kind of sustains itself at this point.
That is interesting.
It's a real jungle now in the middle of Disneyland.
They should do a movie about it.
Yeah, maybe they should. I'll write the rock about it and see what happens. Need to or not, now you know.